Welcome back to Divine Capricorns with me, Amanda. I read for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Saturn placements. And today we're going to do a general reading. Of course, the cards are already ready to talk. So let me grab those that fell. Oh, must be a sign that we're going to have a really good read. Anyways, I have the Animal Spirit deck from the Wild Unknown with me. And we're going to get at least one or two cards from this deck as like overall energy of what's going on for my Capricorns. Anything you might need from me is down in the description box below, including my social media links. I have a wish list down there. I mean, I have, free guided meditation down there. If you want to book me for a private read, you can as well. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Take what resonates and leave what does not. All right, overall energy for my Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Saturn placements at this time. What is the overall energy? Nice, two cards, Spider and Shark. Ooh. I think we've definitely had Spider. That one came out in the chakra balance read that I did some time ago. I'm now forgetting when that was. But, ooh, double S as well. So somebody might have a name starting with S. Or maybe those are your initials, SS. Somebody's initials are S. I don't know who. No. Let's see. No. Wolf. I love that card. Spider. Creator of prosperity through life's work. Dharma. The spider is an indigenous creator. Oh my God. Why did I say that? Ingenious creator. Is someone indigenous here? Ugh. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of Dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. When in balance, this looks like appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When out of balance, discouraged, tired, forlorn. To bring into balance, playful creativity. Well, that makes a lot of sense for Capricorns. I can't say I'm like, oh, I wonder why it's coming out. I think what it's saying is maybe to enjoy what's currently happening for you. Also, I feel very calm right now. That's interesting. You're also somebody that supports those around you. Like, you are somebody that lifts people up. You are a person that nurtures your tribe and your like close-knit people, right? I think it's also something to be said here that creativity is everywhere. Being process oriented is better than results oriented. And so what that's essentially saying is results or the outcome of something should not be what drives you. It should be the process in which you continuously grow and improve and become better. And that is a better way of finding more prosperity and abundance in your life. Shark. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, this looks like intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky, destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. So I feel like there's something you're not expressing, and it could have a lot to do with your truth, and maybe like feeling like you might be judged or exposed and put on the spot of sorts. Can you go deeper for my Capricorns through tarot? Can you tell me more about these two cards? Why did they come out, and what is the energy currently? That was an almost flipper. The Emperor. Oh my. King of Cups. Your vulnerability is your strength. The Hermit. Oh, Cappies, you're making me all like, I feel like all lovey towards you right now. I feel like I know what this is going to be. I don't know how I know that, but I just do. The High Priestess. The Lovers. The World. Anything else? Judgment. Oh my gosh. Huge improvements. Can I have one more card, please? One more card for my Cappies. I think you're learning how to speak up for yourself at this time. Maybe even being forced to do so in a way. I mean, we're still in eclipse season, so I know I'm not the only one feeling this. 10 of Coins. Yep. I feel like you don't even truly realize how blessed you actually are. Like, it could be something where like your mind has taken over and made you think a certain way with things when that's actually like not true. You have 6 major arcana cards. I mean, you have a king and then a 10. This is an excellent read. Like, I don't see anything negative. I don't feel like there really are many barriers left. You know, like, I say left because like this feels like a very evolved person, which I've always been really proud of that for the majority of the people that I read for. Y'all are like spiritually inclined, and you don't take your spiritual work lightly. Like, you're responsible, like you own your shit. You lead by example. And that's a beautiful thing. I also feel like people around you really don't know what you've been through, what you've experienced, like, because it's not something you really share. That's what I get from the High Priestess. It's almost like you have spiritually ascended, not necessarily in silence, but you've done it quietly and gracefully. Yeah, there's just so much here, so bear with me. The Emperor being next to the King of Cups is very much like you're learning how to express yourself intelligently, but like, you know, speaking your own truth and speaking up for yourself is super important during this time, because it has a whole lot to do with lessons. I mean, you have the World and Judgment next to one another. That is giving so much spiritual ascension. But like, the World is the end of the majors. So for it to come out and upright is definitely giving me, again, that impression like you are breezing through your lessons. Like you're on top of it. You listen to your intuition. There's also something about like your emotional state being a little off balance right now. I know one of the last readings I was kind of like talking about the eclipse season. I know for me, I'm like, can this be done now? Because it's emotionally like, it's emotional turmoil for me. But it's not bad. I know that it's in my benefit and for my highest good. So I'm trying to trust that the universe is doing what it's supposed to. All right, you have Aries, Scorpio, Scorpio, Libra. You got Virgo. You got Pisces. You got Gemini, Aquarius, more Scorpio, and more Virgo. So these could be signs in your chart. Do not have to be. It's just the energy. I just try to make sure I add these in here. Also, I'm just realizing Judgment comes before the World, but the World is here before Judgment. So maybe something is backwards. Maybe it feels backwards. Maybe you had to go backwards in order to go forwards. That's interesting. I feel like part of this journey has been very much, this is what I'm getting from lovers specifically, has been you meeting yourself in the spiritual sense. So I love this card in this deck. This is the Fountain Tarot, by the way. It was my first tarot deck. And it's very, very special and important to me. So in this, there are two people inside of an auric field. You can call it a bubble, but I call it an auric field. And there's a bunch of really beautiful colors, green, oranges. I mean, there's yellows, browns, some reds all up in there, blues. It's just like this beautiful spectrum of energy. And I also kind of feel like you've been cleansing and working on your auric field for a hot minute. This is not like an overnight thing. This just doesn't like happen suddenly. We don't have the Tower here, so nor do we have the Eight of Wands. Actually, we have no wands here. Wow. It's almost like you don't need to take any actions right now. I feel like maybe just riding the waves and moving accordingly. Maybe even like so many downloads. It's almost like you've arrived. Like this is it. This is it. We've finally reached the very peak, and you can only go all the way where you're supposed to be from here. Because I'm not seeing any actions you need to take other than expressing yourself. I think like with the King of Cups especially, like this is emotional expression. This is like sharing your emotional intelligence. Being able to be not just expressing yourself, but receptive to others. Maybe even you've battled with being overly receptive. And what I mean by that is like you internalize everything. Whoever I'm talking to could be highly empathetic. You can also resonate with the word or title of empath. I know people pronounce it differently. Empath, empath. I don't know. However it's pronounced. I also kind of feel like there was a very long dark period for you that you were able to somehow navigate, and that's where the Hermit definitely comes in. Hermit is at the heart of this read, so I feel like you're a very wise person. You've experienced a lot, and again, there's something about your light shined the way or the path forward for you, even through darkness, snow, cold, like mud, just all the obstacles and struggles and adversity. I also feel like you never lost hope. Even when the challenges came through. So Hermit is right above Judgment. And for me, this is like when you spiritually awaken, it's like you're seeing the world so much differently. And as you're seeing the world so much differently, now you're becoming even more sensitive to all that stuff and the energies. But then also that third layer is that you are now finding yourself in conflicts that aren't necessarily conflict, like, you know, you're a bad person. It's more or less, this is teaching you how to rise above those struggles and even like obstacles and roadblocks, things that get in your way. Like, how can you adapt? How can you persevere? And how can you continue to keep your faith? Because you have the 10 of coins at the very end of this read. This is what, you know, we strive for, literally. You start with the Emperor and you end with the 10 of coins. I mean, come on. Come on. This is freaking great. This is you enjoying all of the hard work that you've put in. And this is something that is tangible. It is stable. It's not going anywhere. Like, you earned this. This is not something that's handed to somebody or spoon-fed. This is not given to just any person, right? Yeah, I feel like you're someone who met yourself and saw what you needed to see in order to make the changes, even when what you saw wasn't, you know, all love and light and prettiness. Like, the ability to see your shadow and to learn how to accept that shadow is a very powerful thing. But again, it's not something many people do, right? That's a choice. It's a pretty big choice, and it comes with a lot. I think I'm going to ask for advice, and then we will wrap this up, because this is so I won't say spot on, like, in general, because I don't know if it is spot on for anybody, but I feel like it is. This feels like just very clear. I don't feel like I need to clarify anything. Does that make sense? Like, I almost feel like there's a sense of clarity for whoever I'm reading for. What is the advice for my Capricorns for this read? What is the advice? Any advice for them? The Fool. You just I don't even know what to say right now. Leap. Do the damn thing. Keep moving fearlessly in your life, and great things will happen for you. You might feel really scared to do that right now. Understand that once you make that step forward, that the net will appear in front of you. You're not going to go off the cliff and die. That net will appear, but first you have to make that choice. You have to make the step, right? And I know I've mentioned that quote specifically a couple of readings ago. So this has been, I feel like this is just continuation of lots of things for many of you. And I'm so proud. Honestly, as a reader, I feel like I'm here to support others in their journey. And so I just feel like a proud little mom, proud parent. Yeah. And do it with like the ability to enjoy yourself, like have fun with the idea. I'll give you an example. All right. So I consider myself a pretty fearless person. I would say that many people around me would also agree with that because they've single-handedly watched me do some pretty cool stuff. If you don't know, I'm a yoga teacher. So 7 years ago, I decided to do training. So you do a 200-hour teacher training in order to become a teacher. And I had contemplated this for at least a year, thinking about it, but like couldn't imagine myself in that kind of role. And just, I was in a place at that time in my life where I wasn't really seeing myself in the healthiest light. And an opportunity presented itself to me where I could make it work so I could do training and then become a teacher. And now, even though I signed up for this training, even though I went through this training, graduated, I still didn't see myself in that role. Okay, I want to make that super clear. I still didn't see myself that way. And yet, another opportunity presented itself to me very quickly after I had graduated that gave me the ability to start teaching. Now, if I look back at the first class I ever taught, it basically felt like I was going to throw up the whole time. I was so nervous and like freaking out because I was trying to remember the sequence. Is my music good? It's like, I was overthinking, But I made it through that experience regardless. And you know what? I ended up becoming a yoga teacher. And now that I have a healthier view of myself, I can't picture myself being anything else because it's so natural to me. And I feel so good when I do it. It's meaningful for me. I hope that it can be a good example for you. That one's very personal for me. I don't know if that is at all helpful for any person, but for me, I fearlessly let go without technically letting go. I just allowed myself to still feel afraid, but I did it anyways, right? That's where courage comes in. You have courage in doing something that still doesn't feel super great, but you recognize like, I got to do this. So whatever it is, go do it. Go do it. If not for yourself, do it for me. Or just the Fool card. Just do it for the Fool card. Not for the gram, but the Fool card. Okay? Just saying. All right. I hope this was helpful. I hope it helped you out in some sort of way, gave you clarity. And I just hope that you're doing well at this time. Yeah. Anything you might need from me, it's in the description box below, and I will see you in the next read. Know that you are divine, sacred, and heavenly. Bye, Capricorns.